let's go. We talking about poison ivy today. Now, I always wanted to know what would happen if I touch poison ivy. Now, this video takes it to a whole nother level. What would happen if you ate poison ivy? Now, I'm not sure why you would eat poison ivy, but they will let us know. Let's go.
I'm Tasha, and you're watching Flora Logic. If you're from Eastern North America, you've probably known the itchy, weepy burn of poison ivy. It all starts when you take a nice nature walk in a wooded area. You remember to stay on the path, but look down to witness, almost in slow motion, as your bare leg brushes on one of those dreaded leaves of 3. The clock is now ticking. You have 10 minutes or less to wash the area thoroughly with soap and water. If you don't, sometime in the next 4 days, you'll develop intense.
Now, my friend, he had poison ivy. We was playing ball, and I guess he touched some trees. He asked me for help, but me not knowing what to do, I told him I can't help him. He got to go to the ER because I didn't want him to touch me because I thought I would have got it. But we about to learn today.
Itching, swelling, and those iconic weepy blisters that will last 1 to 3 weeks. If that was your first time touching poison ivy, it could take up to 3 weeks for the rash to even break out, because poison ivy loves keeping humans on our toes. So if it does that kind of damage to your skin, what happens if you eat it? The burning, itchy rash of poison ivy is called contact dermatitis. It comes from an oily mixture of organic compounds called urushiol that poison ivy is simply slathered in. Only 1 nanogram, or a billionth of a gram, of urushiol is needed to cause a reaction. The name comes from urushi, the Japanese word for lacquer, after the urushiol-containing sap of the lacquer tree. Once the urushiol penetrates the skin, it tricks the white blood cells into a massive immune response, convincing them that the skin itself is an invader. So the rash isn't actually caused by the urushiol, but by your own body attacking its own skin.
Wow.
Enter weepy rashes and itching that will make you wear mittens for fear of scratching off your own skin. Once the response starts, there's no stopping it. You just have to wait until it runs out of steam in 1 to 3 weeks. If you manage to swallow poison ivy, you're about to regret pretty much everything.
And why would you swallow poison ivy? Okay, maybe you're a farmer or you're in nature and you, I don't know, don't have no food and you're going to try it, but I don't know. That's weird to me.
It starts in the mouth, with the same itchy, oozy rash you get on the skin. As the urushiol in the poison ivy works its way down into your digestive system, it wreaks havoc along the way. Your throat, the lining of your digestive system, even your kidneys and other organs can be damaged. While we couldn't find any direct research, there are stories about the special itch you'll get when the urushiol makes its final exit out the back end. Poison ivy can also affect your eyes and eyelids. It'll make your eyes red, itchy, and watery, and they may even swell shut. Luckily, it won't cause blindness, and it will eventually improve, even if you're going to feel like dying of itchiness while it does. Another way for poison ivy to hurt you from the inside is if you burn it and inhale the urushiol that's released into the air. Breathing in urushiol can irritate your eyes and nasal passages and cause the same weepy rash inside your lungs. In addition to being super painful, it can even cause deadly breathing problems. Urushiol can stay active for up to 5 years on surfaces. Well,
I get burning it. You might not know that it's poison ivy and, you burn it by mistake. But obviously the name is called poison ivy, so it's poison.
Poison ivy is often thought of as a problem for the warmer seasons. The urushiol remains active on the plant long after the leaves fall off and the plant dies. Even if you touch a dead plant in the winter, you can still get a bad rash. Unlike humans and a few other primate species, most animals aren't bothered by urushiol at all. That's because they lack the skin protein that triggers our immune response. For most other creatures, poison ivy is just another snack. Everybody from birds like crows, wild turkeys, cedar waxwings, and woodpeckers, all the way up to black bears, feast on the white berries this plant produces in the fall.
Wow.
Raccoons and deer.
So they can eat poison ivy, the plant, or just the berries that's around it? If they can eat the plant, that's wow.
Will feed on the leaves and stems, with toads and mice using them for shelter and as mini highways. Researchers believe that urushiol actually evolved as a defense against microbes. Though we were never the target, urushiol is surely a twisted turn of fate for us humans with these damned skin proteins. A common misconception about a poison ivy rash is that it's contagious because it seems to effortlessly spread around the body.
Exactly.
Contact dermatitis can only happen by direct contact with urushiol.
Dang. So I didn't help my friend thinking I was going to get it, and I wasn't going to get it.
If it spreads, that means the oil is still somewhere doing the spreading, maybe on clothing, under fingernails, or even on a beloved pet's fur. Urushiol can be found in members of the Anacardiaceae family, which includes poison ivy, poison oak, poison sumac, as well as pistachios and cashews. In order to ensure these nuts are safe to eat, pistachios and cashews need to be roasted, boiled, or steamed to neutralize the urushiol. So when you see cashews marketed as raw, thankfully, they've been heat treated to ensure you don't get a rash on your insides.
Good.
Only about 50 to 75% of people are actually sensitive to poison ivy. While eating poison ivy is never recommended, those who are sensitive to it have resorted to extremes to make their reactions to urushiol go away. One Wall Street Journal journalist decided to try and build his immunity to poison oak by eating ever-increasing amounts blended into smoothies and in his salads.
It's always one person. It's always one person. I guess he's helping us out.
By the end of his experiment, he went from being extremely sensitive to being able to rub a leaf on his skin with no reaction. Just because this is one man's risky journey, there is currently no wider evidence to support whether this actually works. Despite the chaos it brings, urushiol from the sap of the Korean lacquer tree has been used in Korean folk medicine to combat swelling, inflammation, and even cancer. Urushiol is currently being investigated for how its unique properties of destruction could actually help humans. One study found that urushiol actually has huge potential as a chemotherapy agent against stomach cancer, the most prevalent cancer in the world. Maybe poison ivy can join in the battle against cancer once it's done ruining our excursions out into nature.
Like most things, some good, some bad. I'll take that good over the bad.
The best way to avoid a poison ivy rash is to prevent skin contact with poison ivy plants. Wear long clothing and keep pets out of poison ivy patches. If you have to pull poison ivy, wear vinyl gloves, since the oils can seep through rubber and latex. And never burn poison ivy to dispose of it. Like, ever. For those North Americans looking to avoid the plant altogether, it seems that our higher temperatures of our warming world are actually making poison ivy more chock full of urushiol.
Wow.
The poison ivy of the future will grow faster, will be more widespread, aggressive, and toxic. Yet another reason to do all we can to battle climate change. And if you want to learn about another plant that you should be wary of during your outdoor excursions, check out our video on giant hogweed. So what should we talk about next? Let me know.
Well, at least we know about poison ivy and the benefits that it does, that it helps us with cancer, potentially. All right, until next time, I'm out.